Hey friend, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that spring is almost here, and to celebrate, I really wanted to draw a nature-inspired print. This is the last video of my self-love series, and I'm going to share some tips with you that help me get back into creating art after being stuck in a rut. Now, I have been busy lately, but I'm glad I'm creating these YouTube videos as it does provide accountability for me to stay dedicated to my art, which I have been struggling with. I also hope to grow a meaningful connection with you in the process. The hardest part for me personally is to start recognizing when I've fallen off my art practice. It usually takes me a while to notice when I start feeling drained or slack off in other areas of my life as well, but I am trying to improve on that. A good way for me to get back into it is using my habit tracker, but I do need to remind myself to not be so harsh on myself if I do miss a few days. It's a tough balance, but it's possible. Once I realize how I've been feeling, I make sure to schedule time out of my day. Only if I'm able, because sometimes days can get too crazy depending on your responsibilities. Don't stress yourself out about it. Even if it's 5 minutes to create, I feel so much better when I didn't draw at all within a week or even more. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm by no means a morning person whatsoever. But since this is such an important part of my day, I've gotten used to getting up early to make time to draw. It's important for me personally to dedicate that time, and I can always tell the difference compared to when I haven't drawn that day. I just feel so much freer. Now, don't underestimate the importance of having an accountability buddy. I'm grateful to have a few people in my life where I can show them what I've been working on. I also feel comfortable to tell them how I've been feeling, and they are completely supportive, understanding, and encouraging. It does help to talk out your struggles with someone that you feel comfortable and safe with. They might have an insight into your issues that you didn't notice before, or it's just good to have someone to talk to. They don't have to provide advice if you don't want it, and that's totally okay. Now, if you live with others, setting boundaries is immensely helpful. It might be a difficult conversation, especially if they don't really understand what you do. But if it is important that you prefer to not be interrupted while you create, I highly recommend it. Now, it won't happen overnight, and you'll have to remind them so they get used to this new way they aren't used to just yet, and that's fine, because this also teaches you to advocate for yourself and your art. Create a routine by setting a reward system every time you accomplish a task. Now, for me personally, it took me a while to figure out which rewards suited best for me, and it's okay if you're the same as well. Discover things that make you happy. It could be watching an episode of a TV show or a movie, playing 30 minutes of your favorite game, reading your book that you're currently obsessed with, or go out for a walk in nature, to just name a few. The Pomodoro Method helps me sometimes, which I do have a timer for on my computer. It helps me stay engaged in my project, and in between my 25-minute sessions, I'll take a 5-minute break unless I'm really into it. Sometimes having a method like this just really helps you get started. Lastly, I like to use scents, lights, or other objects to help me start, such as lighting a candle or opening it for the smell, or even essential oils to associate it with a very specific task for my brain to register it's time to create. Same thing for turning on lights or taking out a specific object that you love that inspires you. You have so many options and you could use anything. Learn to use what you already have to your advantage. The more you get used to it over time, the better. And if you think a purchased item will help, go for it, but be open-minded to trying other options as well. Nothing is set in stone here. Do what works best for you, and part of that is discovering that along the way. These are a few tips I've used to help get out of a rut to start to create again. I hope these can be helpful to you as well. Do you have any tips that I haven't discussed that help you? If so, let me know in the comments so we can help each other. Are there any other topics that you'd like me to discuss? If so, let me know in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear from you. After all, my goal is to create a supportive and helpful art community. I hope you enjoyed my self-love series for this month of February. Thanks so much for watching. I left a couple videos here you'd enjoy.